Hi, my name is Brent Warnock. In 2003, my wife and I were nominated for Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. In fact, we were a top 3 finalist that year. Later that year, we were able to sell our business called Land Voice for a large sum of money, and I retired at the age of 38, fulfilling a dream I had of retiring by the age of 40. I am also the author of a book called Fill a Need. And this leads me into the 3 principles I want to talk about. There are 3 principles, 3 stones I call them. I believe these 3 stones are the 3 pinnacles of success. The foundation that will keep you safe as you cross this river to the other side. Number 1, fill a need. Number 2, learn from the best. And number 3, start small and simple. Now, fill a need is the number 1 step. I think it's the foundational bedrock upon which all business exists. If you think of any business on this planet, what do? They fill a need. They fill a niche, if you will. A space that they have learned, I can fill that need. People need this. Customers need this. That's fill a need. Now, what's unique about filling a need is that we all are very unique. I'm not in your world. I'm not standing where you are. I'm not working where you are. I'm not having the conversations you're having. And hence, you're getting opportunities, business opportunities, exactly where you are, that you can fill those niches, those niches, if you will. Look around. Who needs? If you're working in a bank, what do your customers need? What does your managers need? What do the investors need? What do the patrons need? There's needs all around, and you're seeing unique needs on this planet that nobody else is seeing. It's truly a non-competitive environment in which you exist. You have talents, you have skills, you have hobbies, you're having conversations, you're seeing needs nobody else is seeing. So that's step number 1. Identify a need and fill it. Fill it in a unique way that it's not being filled before. That's what every business is founded on. Step number 2. Now, once you've identified a need, learn from the best. And I'll give you a story of how this is applicable. At the start of this, I told you about my real estate company. It was called Land Voice. It was an online real estate marketing firm that we began. How did we begin it? I had a passion for real estate, just like you may have a passion for all sorts of music or art or gaming or whatever it is that you have a passion for. I had a passion for real estate. So I went and got my real estate license. As soon as I got my real estate license, what do? Normally, you just go and say, well, I'll go join a company, go join a Coldwell Banker or Berkshire Hathaway and become a realtor. But I wanted to do it different because I wanted to make a difference. And to make a difference, you've got to do it different. And so what I did is I searched, and literally I did this for several months. I wanted to find the best realtor in Utah, the real estate agent that was making the most money. They were writing the most listings. They were selling the most homes. And of course, a realtor that everybody else idolized, that they wanted to be like. And so as I called companies and I did this research, I came up with a top 3 Utah-based realtors that were the top realtors in Utah. I called up the first guy on the list. This is the one I really wanted to work with the most because I just knew he was killing it in real estate. I finally got a hold. It took me several calls to the office. He answers the phone. He goes, "Who are you?" And I said, "My name's Brent Warnock. I just got my real estate license and I want to learn from the best. Are you the best?" I literally asked him, and there was this pause. You could tell I'd never been asked that question before. And then he said, "Yeah, I'm the best. What do you want?" And I said, "I just got my real estate license. I want to learn the real estate business from the best. I want to work with you. I'll volunteer. I'll be an intern, whatever you need." And there was another pause, and he says, "Can you be down here in 10 minutes? And I knew where his office was. And I said, "Yeah." I didn't even know if I could be there in 10 minutes, but I said, "Yeah." And he says, "See you then." And he hung up. And I raced down. And that's so important when you want to do a business. When you've identified, here's a need that I can fill, and this is the venue in which I want to be in, and real estate was for me, you need to learn from the best. Now, this realtor was crazy successful. He had 100 listings at any one time. You ask any realtor, 100 listings. Most realtors are lucky if they carry 3 or 4 at any one time. He was making $200,000 or $300,000 in commission a month. The only reason I say this is so that you can understand when you find somebody in your arena that's the best, and again, if that's in art, find the best artist. If that's in marketing, find the best marketing. If that's in stocks or restaurants or banking, whatever you want to do, you find the best. Who's doing the most work? Who's doing the best in that realm? And you can learn some secrets. Bottom line is this realtor had a very simple system. Every morning would gather information, Every afternoon we'd call to get listings, and then every evening we'd go on listing appointments. It was that simple. I did the same thing for 6 months that I worked with him. About 3 months into this, it hit me one day as I was thinking about, again, how could I make money in real estate? There's a need. He hired me to fill a need. He needed people to help gather this information that we were gathering. He needed people to help do these calls. He needed all sorts of information and that's what he hired me to do. Well, that's what I did. And I realized other realtors, not only other realtors, every realtor on the planet needs this information. And I found my need. I found my niche. I found that space that I could fill. That's step number 2. So again, you find that fill a need. Step number 2, you work for the best because you're going to find secrets. You're going to find the secret sauce. And when you identify it, you go to step number 3. And step number 3 is very simple. Start small and simple. Most entrepreneurs get hung up on this. Every business that has ever been successful kept this secret, step number 3. How did Steve Jobs start Apple? Did he go off and get $1 billion loan? No. Him and some buddies worked in the basement of his parents' home. Are you familiar with Marriott International, the hotel chain that owns over 4,000 properties across the globe? How did they start? Do you know that they started with an A&W franchise, 9 seats in an A&W root beer stand? That's how they started and went from there. Do you know Ben & Jerry's? The ice cream? My family loves their ice cream. I took my family on a trip to Vermont a couple of years ago because I wanted to show them where Ben & Jerry's started. Do you know where they started? In an old abandoned gas station there in Vermont. They didn't start with $1 million manufacturer. They said, we need different flavors of ice cream other than the vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. Where can we do it? They started in an old abandoned gas station, made it there, sold it there, and then when they had momentum on their side, momentum is a powerful tool. It only occurs, though, when you start small and simple. You get the wins. And once you get the wins, you get the sales, you get the customers. It's a powerful force. And that's how we started Land Voice, my wife and I. Started small and simple. We just started in our home, gathering this information, selling it to realtors, okay? Charged $40 a month, got our first 6 clients. That's when I quit my job and focused full-time on the business. At the pinnacle of this, after 20 years, we had 20,000 clients. Yes, paying $40 a month. Do the math. It worked out really well. But it's not about me. I'm no different than you in any form. You can do it too.